Greetings everyone, I'm Enraged Eggplant and welcome to Dungeons and GURPS. In this video I'll tell you how I would make a D&D Ranger in GURPS. Ranger is something of a hybrid class between the fighter and the druid, with some new features. Thus, this video will not be anything groundbreaking, as I've already described my approach to making fighters and druids in other videos. But I still want to go over some of the trademark class features and how to represent them in GURPS. The iconic ability of the Ranger class is a favored enemy. In my opinion, this is a bit too gamey, but if you really want to have this ability, I would suggest representing it with a higher purpose advantage. This one will give you a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls against the specified creature type, and the same bonus to observation, tracking, perception and shadowing rolls. However, you must never avoid or flee from combat with a chosen enemy, or you will lose this bonus. By default, higher purpose is not a leveled advantage, and I would suggest keeping it that way, but there's a precedent of applying cosmic, stackable +50% to higher purpose to allow it to stack with similar bonuses or have extra levels. Tracking is a class feature in D&D, but in GURPS it is just the tracking skill. There's also the Swift Tracker class feature, but in GURPS tracking does not slow you down, so it is irrelevant. The Animal Companion is just an ally with constant availability. This can be a mundane animal or a supernatural totem animal, for example. I suggest reading the Animal chapter in the GURPS basic set, as it explains how animal training works and how an animal's IQ score affects what kind of tricks it can learn. There is a lot of potential there in my opinion, and focusing on animal tricks can be fun. Wild Empathy is just the animal empathy advantage in GURPS, and it should be very helpful. Favored Terrain that was introduced in Pathfinder is another nice class feature. To represent it in GURPS, I suggest creating a custom 10-point talent that includes the following skills: camouflage, fishing, hiking, observation, naturalist, navigation, land, stealth, survival, and tracking, and apply accessibility only in the chosen terrain type -30%, for a final cost of 7 points per level. All the terrain types are listed under survival skill in the GURPS basic set, but there could be some additional ones, especially if you're playing an extraplanar ranger or something like that. Of course, rangers are also spellcasters, but I feel that it's completely optional. You can make a completely mundane ranger without any spells and he will still feel like a ranger. But if you want to add some spellcasting abilities to your ranger, I suggest using the Druidic Magic framework from my video about druids. GURPS Dungeon Fantasy does not have a ranger template, but it has the scout template. They are similar but definitely not the same. I have created a 150-point ranger template and I will link it in the description. When making a ranger, keep in mind that the ranger is not just an archer or a dual-wielding fighter, but a survivalist and an expert on everything related to outdoor adventures. The Outdoorsman talent covers almost all the essential skills for you. Also, I strongly suggest getting the Dungeon Fantasy 16 Wilderness Adventures book. This book is very useful not only for Dungeon Fantasy games, but for any other games that take place in the wilderness. There's everything about navigation, movement, foraging, hunting, gathering herbs, and camping there. There's also some additional rules for hunting and butchering in GURPS Low-Tech Companion 3. You might want to check them out. And that's it for this video. I know that it's a short one, but there's not much to talk about here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.